That's where I go, mate. I mean, I hope not. I hope you don't, you know.
This is the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. Tonight we're going to continue our Sorcerer class story and focus on our introduction to Darth Thanaton. This is still another step that we've got to get to before we get to Terrace. We will also be talking about, along the way, a question that came up on Reddit, which I found fascinating, which is someone new asking, what's the value and use of strongholds? So we'll get into that as well. This broadcast, Astromech, is EPC 230. And playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
Hey, Max. Hey, everyone. It's going pretty well. I just want to say that, well, I know you have this in your notes too, but all of our raid teams now, all of our ops teams in the guild have downed Skyva. And we did too in our ops team last week. Lords of Light was not pretty, but Skyva did end up horizontal, so I was happy with that.
Horizontal.
And tonight we just finished with MFN, Mandatory Fun Night, and we started off at Xeno Analyst, which is the boss for the Gree event. And then from there we went to Dreadtooth, which we were expecting an easy kill, but Dreadtooth had 10 stacks on him, so basically we just pounded on him for a while until he killed us all.
Yes.
Then we thought we would go and try the Walker boss on Yavin 4. Similar experience to Dreadtooth, but we maybe lasted a little bit longer. And then we went to Ziost, and Max had the great idea to go to Ziost and kill the world boss there, which was, yay, in the night with a success. So it was, I thought anyway, a very fun night. It was fun to see the Yavin 4 boss. Originally designed, I think, for a team of 24, and we had 16. I thought we had a chance with 16, but I think, and maybe we would if we would have, hit it at the beginning of the evening and done it like a real, learn how it works and practice it and stuff. But so it was a fun night. So I enjoyed it a lot. How about you, Max?
Yeah, I also enjoyed it. I like to once in a while go visit those places that you haven't seen in a while. I don't think we bothered to even go back and check out that Yavin Walker boss since the launch of Kotet. I think we did it once at the launch of Kotet. No, not even Kotet, Coffee. The first set of the first expansion. So long time ago, and so it was good to go check it out. I think we probably could with 16 if we worked at it, but we didn't want to waste the whole night learning it and working at it, and so we left it. We left and went off somewhere else. Dreadtooth, same thing. I'm surprised someone must have tried him at 10 stacks and couldn't get him dead. So we went there expecting just an easy Dreadtooth kill, just because we were goofing off and hadn't seen Dreadtooth in a while. It was 10 stacks, and again, I think we got him down to like 50% before our tanks got killed. We had a little too much burst damage going on, and only had we didn't have our full complement of healing going on. But same thing. If we had brought more or tried more, we could have done it. Regardless, it was fun to do that, fun to check them out, fun to kill Xeno Analyst, fun to go to Ziost, kill the World Breaker, the outside one who's easy, that you could just do with a handful of people. So we did that so we could get more people to deco, because there's the World Breaker Monolith deco, the full-size World Breaker that you can put in your stronghold, and 2 of them drop off of that outside boss every time it dies, so that's pretty cool. And then we went and just, in our last 15 minutes, just did a loop and wandered around on Ziost killing World Breaker monoliths, because that's one of the achievements on Ziost, is to kill 50 World Breaker monoliths. Not World Breaker, just kill 50 monoliths of any kind. And we killed a good stack. I think we killed 3 or 4, and then we switched maps and killed a few more and got some people some lore objects, and Zen spent a bunch of extra time reading in detail all of the text that was written in those lore objects, because that's what he does. And he insists that we do it too, but we don't. and then we finished up the night. So that was cool. Killing Skyva was cool. I like the Skyva fight. I think it's a good fight. I like Nahut and the sisters better. So I think in order, I think Skyva is my least favorite of the fights currently, but still an awesome operation and an awesome fight in general across all the operations that we have available to us.
I think the Skyva fight is definitely more colorful than the other.
It is
fights.
sort of, it's sort of like a nightclub in there when everything's sort of
yes, which is kind of the issue, sort of effects upon effects, kind of hard to see. As fights go, I feel like I don't know it yet. It hasn't slowed down for me yet. It still seems like chaos and running around. Because, after you've done a fight for a few times, it gets to that point where everything kind of slows down and it's in real time again, and you can see things happening, and it's completely different.
So yes, good times were had by all. All right, let's get to a little bit or not of news.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
First up in the news, the Falcon Heavy has launched, and pieces of it came back in mostly good shape, and overall it was quite a successful launch. You can check that out. This is one of the coolest things I think that's happened in science this year. I've got a picture of it here. Elon Musk's first Tesla Roadster was the payload for this, because this is one of the biggest rockets that's ever been launched. I think there's even a diagram in here of the relative payloads of rockets. I think it can carry a payload of something like 65 tons to orbit. Does that make sense? I thought that's what I read. Anyway, huge advance for private and non-private space travel, and opens the door to being able to do quite a few new and interesting things with rocket launches in general. So good job, SpaceX and Elon and all that whole team that did the work there.
Yeah, that to watch the two boosters, thrusters come down together was amazing.
Yeah. So check it out. Cool stuff. What else?
And in Star Wars news, yes, there's another set of films on the table now, and the Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss have been hired to write and produce them. So they didn't really say much more than that, except that they're super excited that they're Star Wars fans themselves. They, saw the original movie back in '77, and the films are not going to be part of the episodic Skywalker saga, and they're not going to be related necessarily to the recently announced trilogy that's going to be developed by Rian Johnson, who is the writer and director of Star Wars The Last Jedi. So, maybe I'll irresponsibly say maybe they'll be set in the time of the Old Republic. Wouldn't that be something?
Would that be something? I think that would be something. That would be, for all of us here, I think that could be interesting. I think there's enough there to do some Old Republic movies. I mean, really, you could really do the Revan story in a really cool way, I think.
I mean, so we've got the original Skywalker saga, which is 3 trilogies when it's all said and done. We've got these Rian Johnson movies coming. We've got the Benioff and Weiss movies coming. We have Rogue One, we have Solo, and who knows what's going to come after in the standalones. It's kind of cool because it sort of gives you permission as a Star Wars fan not to absolutely love every movie, right? Like when it was like one movie coming out and there might not be another one for a decade, you kind of felt this responsibility.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. That's a good point you got there, Seema. I agree.
I got a million of them.
So the good and bad of Disney taking over the Star Wars franchise is, I think Disney produces high quality content regardless. I like Disney content. We're gonna get a lot. So and some of them may be misses, like this Solo movie. I know there's a lot of trepidation about the Solo movie. So what if it comes out in when is it coming out, March or May? If it comes out in bombs, that's okay. That's really, I think, to your point, Seema, that's all right. We're going to get a lot more. We've got a lot of Star Wars on the table. We've had a lot of great Star Wars. We might have a dud in here and there. I think there's so much momentum and now, power behind the franchise that we'll continue to get interesting Star Wars stuff, and I'd like to see something new. In fact, part of me thought Old Republic Star Wars trilogy, that could be interesting. I'd really like something brand new. Something new and gritty and out there, and maybe post Jedi, post The Last Jedi, and branch off into some new area of the galaxy, new area of space, and maybe there's still Jedis and lightsabers because you sort of want that if you're going to call it Star Wars. But
right,
I think that would be cool. I think I kind of like and kind of don't like the continuing backstory, old trilogy stuff, like this Solo movie. I'm like, I hope, I bet it's going to be entertaining, but it's still Han Solo, and I've grown up with Han Solo, and I've known about Han Solo for 40 years now, or
right.
30 years or whatever.
I mean, and if I'm honest, a prequel is kind of my least favorite kind of a content adder.
Like, there's been rumors of a Boba Fett movie. And again, Boba Fett's really cool. It would probably be a cool movie, but again, it's Boba Fett. We've had Boba Fett, and so I don't know if I really want a Boba Fett movie, or that's certainly not all I want. I want new.
Right.
Let's do something. Let's do something new.
I think they're going down multiple tracks, and I think you'll see that.
Excellent.
You'll see some of the Boba Fett, Han Solo, people we know movies, as well as brand new stuff. Like, I mean, I don't know if you characterize Rogue One as brand new, but
so says Seema. There you go.
Best droid ever in Rogue One.
Yeah, what did I see in the Han Solo movie? Is the new droid really named 733 or L337? It's Leet. I think it is, and that sort of annoyed me. I did not like that.
That is annoying. Yeah.
So
just like I get annoyed with them using Roman numerals.
Also in the news, there's no news for SWTOR. Yeah. So as you can see with us talking about the Falcon launch and the Star Wars film news that's coming out, there's really just no...
We didn't have to push any SWTOR news out of the way to talk those.
We did not. So yeah, we know they're hard at work. They're getting that roadmap done, and it's taking up all their attention, but nothing in the dev tracker for the past week is sort of making it difficult for us to come up with a news section for Star Wars: The Old Republic. So regardless, the game continues on, and we are having fun. How about the guild? What's our guild news, Seema?
So we were on the pub site tonight. So next week we'll be on the imp side. So February 13th, MFN will be on the imp side. That's Tuesday night, 9 p.m. If you'd like to come and join us, you're more than welcome.
Yes, and thank you to the chat room who's been dropping interesting notes in there, like, wouldn't it be cool if they had a Darth Plagueis movie? Have you heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise? It's not a story a Jedi would tell. Yeah, that might be an interesting movie set. Who knows? What's his name? We got the books for our favorite blue Chiss commander on the Empire side. Come on, chat room, help me out. He's Thrawn. Thrawn movies would be awesome. He's a cool guy. But yeah, I still want new stuff. So thank you, chat room. Chat room's awesome. I will catch up with you after, and we'll catch up on a couple of things I saw go through the chat room, a couple of questions that were asked, and we'll have
how to train your bantha.
Bantha husbandry movie, the story of the bantha farmers on Tatooine. That would be great. I would love like an out of Africa story with what's her name, the famous actress, and all, but just Meryl Streep with set with banthas on Tatooine. Awesome. But with that, I think we can. What time is it, Kemval? That's right. It's time for us to continue our sorcerer's story. And where are we in the story? We have completed a showdown with Darth Zash. So spoilers here, this was the end of the chapter. So we completed the story with Darth Zash. Darth Zash was trying to take over, inject her spirit, her soul into our body and take us over and continue to run her empire, her political career with a new body because she was really old and crusty looking. And instead, Kemval jumped in the way, and because of Kemval's forced resistances and whatever, he both interrupted the ritual, but part of the ritual completed, and Darth Zash is now inside of Kemval. If I click on him, So I think if we went to our stronghold or our ship and went through the Kemval story, we're now getting to parts where he and she now talk back and forth. And in fact, when we go to the ship later, I think we might get Zash is still in there, and they both battle for control over Kemval's the Kemval. I really feel
like Kemval got the short end of the stick on this one.
It was a heroic move on his part, though. He sort of jumped in there and really took one for the team. The team being me.
Yes, he did.
So good job, Kemval. He saved us. Really, he was a hero. But now we got to put up with Zash hanging out in Kemval's head for a little while. At the end of that, Darth Thanaton showed up and said, "Hey, you were in there. You know, now obviously it's apparent to the rest of the world that we've defeated Darth Zash. We've defeated our master, and in the tradition of the Sith, we now take her place." So he has said, "Fine, come on, bring it on. You know, hopefully we'll have a little bit better relationship and not as combative as Zash and I had. And I'm your buddy, and I'm gonna be on your side." I think that's what he's saying to us. That's my interpretation, that, you know, we can trust him 100%. So come on over to Zash's office.
I think we can totally trust Darth Thanaton.
Come on over to Zash's office and set up shop.
We were totally wrong about her.
Yeah,
we shouldn't have trusted her. But I think we're right this time.
Yeah, lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place.
No.
That would never happen twice. So, I trust him. I've resisted the urge to devour you for now. That's what Kemval just said to me. Well, okay, where? Oh, there we are, in the back. So now we go to Darth Zash's office and set up shop. So let's see what happens. I know there's going to be a lot of story and cutscenes as we go through this. In the interim, in the meantime, if we do have some extra time, I do want to talk about this question that came up in Reddit, which was someone new to the game saying, "What's the deal with strongholds? Why would I want one of these things? I just finished enough of my levels that they're saying I should go get a stronghold. Why should I do that?" So after this cutscene, let's get in here and maybe we can get back to that question, because I have some specific answers for that.
I believe we spoke once before. I hope you've settled into your new role. Your brief career has been of great interest to me. And with Darth Zash dead, I think it's time we finally met. If you'll be taking up Zash's work, we have much to discuss. Meet me at the tomb of Darth Andrew, outside Car City.
A tomb? Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong.
The feeling is mutual.
Great.
That guy rubs me wrong.
Your pirate friend has good instincts. Thanaton had me confined to Brahman.
That's creepy, Kemval talking with her voice.
Yeah.
He's not to be trifled with. Be careful.
Yeah, so there was an instance of, in the cutscene, Kemval, Zash is talking through Kemval's body. All right, so Darth Thanaton wants to meet, and not worrisome at all. He wants to meet in some creepy tomb, out by the Dark Temple. Yeah, I'm not getting any bad vibes off of that.
No.
Zen
It'll be fine.
Zen says the game volume is a little bit low. I will turn it up a little bit. Yeah, so while we're driving out here to the temple, here, let me turn up the volume a little bit. So yeah, why would you get a stronghold? Okay, we got to go back this way, actually. Why would you get a stronghold? Because strongholds are a utility in a number of ways.
Yeah.
So in addition to being an awesome sort of mini game, you know, I've got a cool place that I can call my own. I can put a bunch of decorations in it. I can craft decorations. I get decorations as rewards. As we were just before the podcast, we were looking through our achievements, and there's decorations you get as rewards for achievements. There's decorations that drop from world bosses, like the World Breaker Monolith that we killed just earlier with our guild on our fun night. And then a bunch of different kinds of decorations drop from various operations and flashpoints and that kind of thing too. So it's a cool thing, a cool mini game to go and play with all of your decorations and set up your place how you like it. But it's also quite useful from a utility perspective. So Seema, what are your favorite utilities to have available to you in your stronghold?
Well, the number one utility for me is the travel.
Yes.
The travel options it gives you. So you can use your, well, like right before we started here, I wanted to come to Dromund Kaas, and I used my Kaas apartment to get here so that I could avoid having to run through the orbital station if I had used the galaxy map.
Right. So you can travel to the places where the strongholds are, and that's useful. You can travel from wherever you are to your stronghold by just hitting U, bringing up the stronghold menu, and then getting there. So that's quite interesting and useful. And then I think one of the best things about travel, so in the Reddit thread, everybody was talking about travel. Yeah, you can use it as sort of as quick travel. It works really well for that. But I think one of the best things about travel is not only can you travel to your stronghold from pretty much anywhere, you can travel back to wherever you were if you don't like log off in between. So if you're, say, I'm on Ilum ready to do the Xenoanalyst, and I forget my stem. So I need to go get a stem. I can travel to my stronghold just by hitting U and bringing up the stronghold menu and go to whichever stronghold has my cargo hold and legacy storage, which we'll talk about in just a second too. I can also then, after I get it, just go back to the exit area, and I get an option to travel back to wherever I came from in the exact spot wherever I was. That is awesome.
Yes, near the spot.
Often near the spot. Hopefully the exact spot, but yeah, sometimes not the exact spot. All right, let's go in here and talk to Darth Thanaton as he's gonna welcome us with open arms, and then we'll talk about.
He's probably set up, like a little desk for your office, and
yeah. Maybe he's got a red swing line stapler for us. That would be great. I believe you have my stapler.
Respect for his superiors is the mark of a good Sith. Of course, Zash did disagree with me passionately on that point, but then Zash never respected tradition.
Why should she?
Being Sith is about being free, not blindly following an arbitrary set of rules.
Be careful. That attitude may get you in trouble someday. Tradition, principles, history, the threads that compose our society. Zash refused to acknowledge how one little tug could ruin the whole tapestry. Your work was sloppy, brazen even, but the news of her murder was sweet.
I did my best to clean up the bloodstains.
I speak in all seriousness. Too many people saw you enter the Dark Temple. I trust you'll be more careful in the future. Nevertheless, we're here to talk
yeah,
about
when I kill you.
Zash. You have demonstrated remarkable ability. Though I am a stricter master than Zash, I think you'll find that to loyal followers of our traditions, I am not ungenerous.
What do you mean loyal? What are you trying to say?
What do you mean?
I know the
What do you mean not ungenerous? What are you going to give me?
Is there something else I'm supposed to know?
The Sith Code is only the start. You must study the history of the Sith. Make it your own. Now, I wish to see
You
how
bore
it
me.
work. This tomb belonged to Darth Andrew, Sith scholar and alchemist. I'm interested in his last writings, which were buried with him. Recover them for me, and we will discuss your place in my power structure.
Boring. You're boring me with your boringness. Okay, he wants us to mess around in this tomb, probably to try to get us killed. That's just a guess of mine.
No, I don't think so.
No.
He just wants the writing.
He just wants you to go do this thing that he came over here for and for some reason can't do himself. Someone says...
You're just naturally suspicious.
Someone said Darth Thanaton needs some facial work. It still looks better than Zash. So yeah, the chat room is also talking about the other things, the other benefits of the stronghold. You can place a mailbox, a legacy storage, a cargo storage, a guild bank. You can place the GTN kiosks. There's 2 different kinds of GTN kiosks you can place. You can place the thing that allows you to put augments and augment kits, modification station. You can place the character modification station. All of those things that you could used to only be able to do on the fleet, you can place in your stronghold. So, in fact, I have one area of 2 of my strongholds that has almost all of those things. All of 3 storages and the mailbox, a vendor, and the GTN, all within arm's reach. And within just like 10 meters of the zone-in point on the Yavin 4 stronghold. So I can just walk 3 steps and have all of that available to me. So you talk about utility. If I can instant quick travel to my stronghold, get to all of that stuff, and then go back to wherever I was, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, here I'm going to this. Find the writings of Darth Andrew.
Vipers always slithering up the walls, along the floors.
This is Darth Andrew talking. He's a ghost, Force ghost.
You'll not have it.
He's kind of crazy.
It's the last place in the galaxy that's mine.
You make no sense.
What are you railing on about? Tell me.
Don't pretend you don't know your own treachery. The poison's still fresh in my body. You defile my tomb. You and your sister both. The venom may have burned away my sight, but I know you. Don't make my mistake. Strangle your children at birth.
Suggestion noted. That's a good response. Strangle your children with suggestion noted.
I'm sorry your offspring murdered you, but strangling all children may not be the solution.
Solution. Death is the only solution for vipers like you.
All right. Now he's trying to force... He did a force power on me, and then I tried to lightning him, and nothing happened. Now he's...
Because he's a ghost.
Ooh, Kemval just passed out.
Yeah, he
Oh, Calig showed up.
mincemeat.
I thought Calig said later alligator, and left.
Later, potato. He showed up to reprimand you
He's scolding
and
us.
call you a child.
See the bones, the tattered bones. This is where Thanaton leads those he despises to death. You follow him blindly when you should plan to defeat him.
Okay, yes. What should I do, Calig? Thanks for checking in, bud.
Flesh of my flesh. I have felt something in
That sounds a little disturbing. Flesh of my flesh.
you have a rare pull among ghosts. It's a source of great power, but it has destroyed many a Sith. It's your only chance against Thanaton.
Go on.
What do you want me to do?
In my time, there were mystical movements among the Sith that sought to communicate with ghosts and harness their power. A Sith named Ergast was said to devour ghosts the way your the Shah devours Force users. His knowledge was buried with him near the Dark Temple. Seek this knowledge.
I hope you're right, bud.
I hope this knowledge does what you say.
Good luck, flesh of my flesh.
Stop calling me that.
Don't make me remind you again that you are the last hope of our lineage. You must augment your power before you face Thanaton.
Okay.
I will not have the strength to defend you again.
You said that before, though.
Yeah. Now I'm going to basically just expect that he's going to be there. Alright, so what do I got to do? Find the Tomb of Urgast, get this power over Force Ghosts that I seem to have. So yeah, chat room is also saying you can also show off your companions, you can show off your pets, your mounts. Those are also part of the set of decorations that you're able to put up in your stronghold.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
And also there are the gathering mats decorations where you can get a few mats every few hours if you would like.
Yes. And where do you get those? You get those from Conquest, right? So Conquest is also something that... Why did the Sith bury their dead if only to dig them back up again? Kemval says. I don't know, man. Where do we gotta go? We gotta go to the Dark Temple, so I'm gonna quick travel there.
Yes.
You are jumping ahead, aren't you?
Yes.
Stop it.
Showing you where to go.
Leading the way. So if you're into Conquest, each stronghold that you decorate, and as you decorate it, contributes to a bonus that multiplies the reward, the conquest point rewards that you're getting along the way. So if I hit U here and look at my my stronghold list, I can see that where is it? Yeah, 100% complete, 100% completion on 6 strongholds. Does it not show here? Where does it show? Does it show on the Conquest tab?
Oh, where the
Conquest.
what your bonus is?
Yeah.
I think it shows on Conquest.
So that shows that I have 150% stronghold bonus for Conquest here on the Conquest tab. So what that means is each time I do one of these activities, I get 150% on top of whatever the base of the Conquest activity is. So if you're into Conquest, if you're into trying to get your personal target or contributing to a guild target, you want that Conquest bonus. They've updated this a little bit. You used to have 6 strongholds at 100%, and I don't think you have to have that anymore. I think now you can have more than 6 strongholds at less than 100% and still have it contribute to that total of 150%. In fact, I need to experiment with that and play with it. Because the thing I didn't like about 6 strongholds is at 150%, especially when we only had a total of 6 strongholds, was once decorating a stronghold to 100% is typically kind of ugly. You decorate, you set up the decorations in all the rooms that you like, and then you still have, like 50 decorations or 100 decorations that you have to place to get to 100%. So you end up having to throw a bunch of posters on the wall in some basement room or something, and it looks really bad. You have to barf. We used to call it barfing up a bunch of decorations all over the place, or what I tend to do, which is hundreds of chairs all over the place.
Posters, trophies.
But that decoration bonus to Conquest is useful if you are into Conquest at all, as well. So you can think about that. So strongholds are a pretty significant part of the game. There are also interesting strongholds to buy and unlock. Some of it's expensive to unlock all the different rooms in the strongholds, but others are a little bit cheaper. The 2 apartment ones, Dromon Kaas and Coruscant, are real cheap to get. And what the Umbara one?
Almost all of the utility that we've been talking about, or all of the actual quote unquote utility stuff, you can do with just the minimum stronghold, you don't have to open up any additional wings or rooms if you don't have the credits or don't feel it in order to get the travel or to be able to put down your mailbots, etc., etc.
Right. Yeah. So you very cheaply you can get a lot of the, most of the benefits we talked about. The 100% conquest, that's sort of expensive. The 150% conquest bonus. All right, we are in this tomb of Ergast here. We got to kill some Havarisks? Harvorisks. So let's... They're these flying monkeys. We have to kill some flying monkeys. Dorothy. Now there's defender droids in this tomb. Now there's a Tukata Guardian that we have to kill. And a big one and a little one, a little Tukata Charger. Another big room full of Havarisks and more Tukata Guardians. Lightning storm, lightning storm, lightning storm, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. That's my LARPing. It's me on my weekend LARP activities. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Okay, almost there. Another defender droid. Roger, roger. And now
there are a couple of. Go ahead.
Hey, let's do this cutscene,
Yes.
and then there's
Yes,
a couple
we
other
should,
things
yes.
coming. Find the tomb of Ergast, a ritual holocron. Do I get to shoot lightning at it? I bet I do. Because that's what I do. Oh, I'm seeing a big pyramid datacron thing. There I am, sort of touching it. Touching it? Why didn't I shoot lightning at it? Anyway, it knocked me down, but I got back up again. It ain't ever gonna keep me down.
Topically enough, you're going to drink something now. But it's not a cider drink, it's a poison drink.
Drink a poison drink. Drink cider drink. Teach me to eat ghosts now.
Teach me the ritual that allows me to devour the dead.
There is no such ritual. The dead cannot be consumed.
Okay.
Ghosts may be bound and their strength borrow for a time. You must pull on the tether that connects life and death.
Okay.
You must learn to bind both sides of the Force, life and death, in what is known as the Force Walk.
Don't waste my time. Get on with it.
Enough of this mystical nonsense. Teach me the ritual.
Oh, Kemval disapproves.
My master
I think he likes you to be good, to be respectful of Force ghosts.
note the bones that lay around you. Not everyone is able to master the ritual of Force walking. But if you are willing, drink from the cup before me. It is poison, but it will not kill you.
Sounds good.
Go for it, man.
Cup of poison. It won't kill you. Can do. So now in front of me is a cup of venomous mixture. Every tomb I've walked into so far, something has tried to kill me. But, cup of poison sitting right in front of me. Game on. Click. Complete. Drink the poison. There I go.
Good. The poison will take effect quickly. Then you may learn the ritual of the Force Walk.
I totally believe him.
Oh, here I am, choking on the poison. Now I'm passed out on the ground. I am such an idiot. Now the screen went black. I'm having visions.
Now that you are unconscious, we may begin.
Oh, it's a spirit journey.
The ritual has two parts. First is the pacification. An angry ghost cannot be tethered.
Ghost busting. Who are you going to call?
Is the binding. A willing ghost is easier to bind, but by leaving the ghost its will, you draw less of its power.
All right. Go on.
A pact may be formed to bind the ghost willingly, sealed with blood.
I'm going to start spacebarring pretty soon. Yes.
You're a quick learner.
Apparently I'm learning how to bind ghosts. What's the catch?
There has to be more to this than a little dreaming.
A very quick learner indeed. You might just make it out of here alive.
Let's go. What do you want? What do you got for me?
Bind me, and you go free. I'll walk with you a time and see the Empire once more. Fail, and I kill you.
No surprise there. Haven't met anyone who didn't try to kill me yet.
And he's just like the receptionist.
And don't bother trying to make a deal with me. I'll not go willingly.
You want to go?
Yeah, he does. He wants to see the world again.
There, I did a little neck roll to loosen up a bit. Now I'm waving my hands around like I'm trying to possess him. Oh, I think I got him. Ghostbusters.
You have passed the final test. I am now your slave, and my power is yours.
Okay, there we go. Great.
I am bound to your life, and you.
Use my strength to shield yourself against your foes. Fine, I will do that. Now I gotta go back. Okay, now we gotta go back to that other ghost.
Yep.
All right, gonna quick travel back to that other ghost. Is Outpost Warden the fastest or Custody expansion? I guess probably Warden.
Outpost Warden.
Okay. Your adventure ends here. Choose your own adventure. You chose poorly. Oh.
But yeah, there's some things you can put in your stronghold besides just the utility things like GTNs and cargo holds that are interactable, like the casino machine.
The slot machine.
One-armed bandit thing. The slot machine, yes.
Right.
And Starry Saber in the chat room points out, if you don't have one, you can go to someone else's stronghold, and many people list their strongholds publicly, and then you can use theirs.
Yes. So if you go to the console where you buy the stronghold, and often they're either on the planet or they're on the fleet, from there you can see a listing of all the public strongholds. And the top strongholds on that listing are listed by prestige, which you get for fully decorating and getting a bunch of unique and interesting decorations. So some of those top strongholds in particular are often very interesting to go to regardless, and often have a lot of these interactable things. The slot machine was from the real useful interactable slot machine was from one of the events early on. I think it was it the first time that the Narshada Nightlife event came around? I think it might have been. So I don't think you can get that anymore, but if someone else has it, you can, from one of the vendors that ends up in the stronghold, the SWTOR vendor, you can get tokens which you can use in that slot machine, and you can win prizes from the slot machine. There's actually nothing all that good these days that you can win from the slot machine, but you have a rare chance of winning a mount, I believe, from that slot machine still.
And I haven't set this up, but there's a jukebox too, right?
There are a series of jukeboxes. There's a handful, maybe like 4 or more, and each one of the sets of jukeboxes plays a number of different tunes, and if you click on it, you can play those tunes related to that jukebox. So that's another interactable, cool little item. In addition to, if you like sounds in your stronghold, there are a couple decorations that you can hang on the wall that create ambient sound in your stronghold, sort of like the sound of a party going on. It's called party chatter. So you can get the ambient party chatter decoration. You hang that on the wall, and when you click on it, you get sort of that ambient sound of a party going on in your stronghold. there's a few different ones of those as well that sound like different things. I've got a couple of them. There are, one of my favorite ones you get from PvP is the hut ball decoration. And when you pick up I think it's an exploding ball. I think it sort of looks like a hut ball. And I think you pay for it on the fleet with PvP tokens. And maybe it's not called hut ball. When we go to my stronghold later, we'll leave a little bit of time in the podcast to go and visit it. But that one's is sort of an in-game game that you can play. You pick up you click on that ball, that exploding ball, and it starts green, and there's a little bit of a countdown. Then it turns yellow as a buff on your bar, and a little bit of a countdown. Then it turns red, and when it gets to the end of red, it explodes, and it gives you a little bit of a knockback. You also get a custom ability on your bar, so you can pass that ball back and forth to people, so you can sort of play a little bit of a game of hot potato, and whoever it blows up on, then that person loses, or however you want to play. I put it on top of one of the towers in Yavin, which I think is one of the best places to play that little game, because if you run around just right, when you get whoever ends up with the ball last gets knocked off the tower and has the potential to die, which I think is sort of hilarious.
I mean, in chat they've already mentioned a couple times one of my favorite interactable ones, which is the dance floor, which we've talked about before, but that's a cool one.
Yes, the dance floor is awesome. The dance floor came from the most recent Narshada Nightlife. There was tokens that you could get the currency from the event. Are you in here? Where are you?
No, I went to the wrong place.
Oh.
I was coming though.
I was getting lazy. You weren't in here killing the stuff for me. But yeah, the dance floor, when you click on the dance floor, you do a dance. And not only do you do a dance, it's not you do a random dance, and it's not limited to the dances that you've unlocked. So dances are emotes. You have to get those and unlock those either from cartel packs or various ways that you're getting those emotes. But when you click on the dance floor, you'll do any of the possible dances in the game, so you can see your character doing dances that you don't have or dances that are pretty rare that you can't get anymore. Are you almost here, right?
Yeah.
I will wait. I will wait for
I'm
you.
in my stronghold dancing. I'm in my stronghold dancing.
Also, this year, the chat room mentioned there was a decoration that's a bar that you got from the Narshada Nightlife event. And when you place that bar in your stronghold, it's also interactable. And when you click on it, you walk up to the bar and you get a drink and you drink the drink. Like I am doing right now. See how I am drinking a drink because it is now February. It's no longer January. So I have a beer, a Two Brothers Domaine du Page ale, which is quite good. It's a sort of a local Chicago type of thing. Two Brothers.
I really like local beers.
Yeah, Chicago's got some really great microbrews. Two Brothers is quite good. So DuPage County is the county that I live in. That's why it's named Domaine DuPage.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and they've got a Prairie Path IPA, which is the big bike trail where I actually go and run quite often. They've got a bunch of local it's a microbrew and a bunch of beers named after local landmarks. But it's not a microbrew. It's relatively big. You can get it in any store around Chicago at least. And they might export a little bit now. Okay, so we're back in Darth Andrews' tomb. We're going to use this power, our ghost busting power, I think, to confront Darth Andrew. Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're gonna... I did a little bit of possession bounding. Don't be difficult.
I'm binding you to me. You can come the easy way or the hard way.
What about not at all?
Good question.
Do you really think you can handle my power? It doesn't matter. You won't have me. This is my last stronghold, and I won't be your slave.
The hard way it is. Bind him. And I get dark side points for that.
I think you misheard. I wasn't asking.
You treacherous.
Boom. Booyah. And Ghostbusters.
Ghost busted.
Who you going to call? I'm doing a little... I'm not looking too good.
No, you look chilled.
I'm like shivering and folding my arms and...
Take this one's writings and show Thanaton what a good apprentice you've been.
Good idea, Kelleg. Okay. Where do I get the writings? Where's the writings?
Right here is a little tiny data pad.
Oh wow, it's like a little notebook. It's an actual little notebook. Like it's got like it's a spiral bound notebook. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, it is. I totally thought it was a data pad when I clicked on it before.
No, it's just a spiral bound notebook.
Yeah, see that.
Nice. Darth Andrews' personal diary in his spiral-bound notebook. And now we get to go talk to Darth Thanaton, who I bet is back at the Sith Academy, right?
Yes,
Sith Sanctum?
Yeah.
All right. I'm quick traveling to the Sith Sanctum. His Trapper Keeper, Jeremy says. Yeah, I grabbed his Trapper Keeper. Okay, game on. Let's go say hi to Thanaton and see what happens and wrap it up for this evening, I think.
I think Darth Thanaton is going to be very happy to see us, and he's going to throw a party.
Yeah, he's going to be so happy that we did such a good job. He's going to give us just what he said, right? Give us a place in his power structure. And I think we're going to be like his right hand. Good job, buddy. I knew you would be successful. That wasn't meant to kill you at all. All right, let's pop in here. You got is this a new outfit, Seema, for the night?
Mm-hmm.
You got a little, I see your little,
Actually, a lot of it is an outfit I've worn before, but the hat just makes it.
The Cad Bane hat. It's quite cool. I like that hat. All right. What's up? What's up, Fanny? Than, T-Man, Darth T.
You've put me in a difficult
Darth
position.
T.
When Zash disobeyed me and had Scotia killed, tradition demanded she be killed and her power base destroyed. Believe me when I say I wish that you had stayed in that tomb. It will pain me to watch you die.
See, he wanted us to die, but he doesn't want to do it himself.
Well, I appreciate, the sentiment. Don't pretend to be hurt.
Spare me the false tears. I'm ready to fight you.
Game
You are
on.
entitled to defend yourself. In fact, I'd expect nothing less. May the Force welcome you with open arms. Kill him.
What do you mean, kill him? You have your lackeys do it? That disappoints me. Fanny? T-Man? T-Dog? Darth T-Dog?
It always disappoints me when somebody thinks like their guards are going to be able to kill us because they never can.
You truly are relentless. I can see now why Zash chose you. But this has carried on long enough.
What's up, T-Bone? Alright, now he's waving his hand at
I
us.
didn't expect one as reckless as you to have prepared such a defense. Unfortunately for you, I am older and wiser and studied in rituals you can't even imagine.
Now we're having a bad time as he's waving his force hands around.
Malachor 3, prepare my ship. and dispose of this mess.
So we're passed out on the
You're
floor.
not looking so good, Max. Yeah. Even Kimval is passed out.
Are we dead? Kamvala's laying on the floor. We're laying on the floor. Oh! The lackey just got sabered. Who's...
By our lackeys.
Good job, team. Oh. I was only mostly dead.
We need to hurry out of here. If Thanaton finds out you're still alive, we're all in trouble.
My head hurts.
What happened to me?
Looks like your side hurts, actually.
Yeah, I'm holding my side. My belly. My belly hurts. Use your ship's intercom. Should I use my ship's intercom, Seema?
Mm-hmm.
So I can go directly to my ship. So in this case, because it doesn't say go to your ship in the spaceport, I'm going to use my priority transport personal starship to go right to my ship. Because I'm just got to click on the intercom there in this case. Remember, you got to be careful of that because sometimes there's cutscenes on the way to your ship or in the spaceport or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Force lightning hit the trapper keeper in our pocket and it saved us. It was like a force bullet that got stopped by the trapper keeper. Thank you, Chicken Eyelids, in the chat room. So this is weird. Usually you have to click on your holo terminal. This is one of those weird times where you click on the intercom in your conference room.
Right.
Which you only use in the class story like two times. But they often send you to the conference room to click on the intercom when you're going to talk to a bunch of companions at once. But we only have 2 companions at the moment.
But we have apprentices.
Oh, yeah.
Could get trampled by a bantha herd.
See, they were in the hall when you ran by them already.
Man, the pipes on Andronikos are amazing.
You didn't have a pulse at first, but then Carl noticed you were still warm.
Yeah.
I don't know how you survived that.
What about Thanaton? What about T-Bone? T-Dog?
That explains why I'm still alive. Where's Thanaton?
You sure you're ready to face him? He did a real number on you.
Your survival is the most remarkable thing.
Here's Zash talking out of Kemphal's mouth again. Stop it!
It's disturbing.
Thanaton's ritual was too powerful for your shield. But he didn't fully understand the bond
Stop
between you
it!
and the dead.
Get out!
To kill you, he would have had to purge their spirits. You died, and their very presence kept you alive.
That's great, but what do? We can't wait for Thanaton to come back and kill us.
I could ask Zash, but I don't want to talk to Zash. Does Thanaton have a weakness? Tell me more about T-Bone's weaknesses.
Knew Thanaton's vulnerability. He's not part cyborg by any chance.
No, Thanaton despises modification of that kind. He only defended Scotia because he liked me less.
We need to make it so Thanaton can't break through your shield.
Okay.
Warren's right. His servant said he looked pretty drained after he knocked you out. Just a little more power.
It's a gamble. None of us know what the cost of acquiring so much power. So
Let me guess. I need to go from planet to planet acquiring additional power. Don't worry about
I think you may
me.
be right on that one, Max.
Don't worry about me.
I've bound 2 so far, and nothing's gone wrong yet.
suit yourself.
Why did Kempfall disapprove?
Rituals don't always
Don't you
go
disapprove of me?
So where do we find more ghosts?
Terrace!
as we're investigating something.
Yes!
I said
Finally.
shortly before my unfortunate change. I'd have to do more research on the matter to confirm. I suggest making contact with him.
I will.
I am most grateful.
No, I'm not.
We have more
I didn't mean to say that.
right now. That's all I have.
Carl and I will dig around too. And we'll keep an eye on Thanaton. If he makes a move, we'll let you know. Good luck, my lord.
Okay. So there we go. Sith hierarchy complete. New codex entry, the Force Walker. And new codex entry, Zen in the chat room. Should I read that codex entry? I'm not going to. I get a bunch of experience points. I hit OK, and now travel to Terrace. So we are done for the evening, but obviously next what we need to do is finally get to Travel to Terrace and see what's up. For those of you that do want to see the stronghold and the details that I was talking about during this podcast, I'm going to, after the podcast here with the chat room, going to zip over to my stronghold and show it off a little bit while we chat with chat room after the show. So you can look on Twitch. I'll have that little bit up on Twitch for the next couple weeks. But this podcast and our story for the night is complete. So our EPC 2/3, Jen in the chat room is demanding over and over that I read the Codex entry. EPC 230 droid over here. Hey, buddy. He says he's ready to go out and broadcast this podcast to all of you. So please keep up with us on Twitter at Max the Gray and at AIESEMA. And if you know any cool people that should be listening to or viewing our podcast on YouTube, send them our way. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for more people to be seeing this so we can find more cool people to play Star Wars with over time. So tell them to come check us out. Tell them to subscribe on YouTube. Tell them to follow us on Twitter. And tell them to come find us on Jedi Covenant. No, not Jedi Covenant. Starforge. And check out our guild website at aie-guild.org, and we'll get them an AI Guild invite, and they can come play with us as well. And we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.